Rhodes getting past Crafton. Crafton lap down.
I figured Crafton broke something. Yeah. And 2 laps down now for Matt Crafton. Such a good truck early on. Right now, Ben Rhodes has to worry about John Hunter Nemechek. He's the truck that's running in position behind him. He was able to get by Noah Gragson. That's John Hunter right there going underneath Matt Crafton in the 8 truck.
So at this point, if you're Rhodes or Truex, you're just trying to get a spot. Either you're passing someone or your opponent, your other combatant, is getting passed by someone.
And if you're Johnny Sauter, you remember that Liberty Mutual spotter coverage that made you worry less? Well, he's worrying more now because his lead has gone from over 2.5 seconds down to 1.5 seconds. Chase Briscoe is coming. He was a full 0.4 seconds faster that last lap, guys.
Wow. Nemechek on the charge. Closing up on Ben Rhodes.
You see Noah Gragson. He's who's putting the pressure on Nemechek.
Mike Snyder in that 51 has done a good job coming back again. He's gone to the back a couple of different times and come right back through the field inside the top 10.
That's impressive. It is. Running 9th right now. Mike's done a nice job overcoming that spin early on.
Less than 10 laps to go here at Chicagoland. Again, that final playoff spot between Rhodes and Truex currently dead even. It would come down to a tiebreaker. Johnny Sauter trying to get the victory. It would be his 2nd win of the year. Get him some bonus points to take into the playoffs.
Love
and
that.
A lot of momentum.
That's exactly right. Talked about how strong this team started the season, and now they're showing they haven't lost that speed. Remember last year how strong they were as we entered the playoffs. Made the run all the way to the championship. Truex is running along in 4th position. He doesn't have a chance, I don't think, to run down 3rd place Christopher Bell, Phil, but the tension is around Ben Rhodes. He's just a second behind Grant Enfinger, who's up in 5th. And then John Hunter Nemechek is just a second behind him. So any slip for Rhodes or Nemechek could change the complexion of this. Yeah, catch a lap truck at the wrong place at the wrong time.
Because Truex is 3 seconds behind 3rd place Bell, and he's 4 seconds ahead of Enfinger, who's behind him. So Truex really out there almost all by himself in this situation. So it all really hinges on Rhodes, doesn't it?
Certainly does, and he's not all by himself. This is Grant Enfinger in the 5th position. There you see Rhodes right behind him, and then behind Rhodes, John Hunter Nemechek.
And they are teammates, Enfinger and Rhodes.
But what another nice run for Grant Enfinger. Probably not going to be enough to get him in the playoffs, but nonetheless another strong run. How fun has he been to watch this year? Got that win at Talladega a year ago, and this year just consistently gets better and better each week. No matter where we go, he's always a contender. Ben Rhodes just hoping these laps wind down here. Just 4 to go. And he's also hoping that everybody did their math correctly. And that he's, including us, is indeed ahead on the tiebreaker. And if nothing changes, he's going to be able to transfer into the playoffs.
Can you imagine if the final playoff spot came down to something that really didn't even happen tonight, but at Pocono, the finish, 2nd and 3rd by 1/4 second could determine whether a driver got in or not.
It's happening right now.
You don't have to imagine it. That's happening. Oh my goodness, 3 laps remaining. Rhodes would get in on the tiebreaker, and Johnny Sauter is marching them down, trying to get to the finish line and win for the 2nd time this season.
Yeah, Chase Briscoe's run toward Sauter has fizzled out. He's now dropped to just over 2 seconds behind Johnny Sauter. Sauter has this race in hand. Just a matter if Ben Rhodes can flip his way into the playoffs.
1 to go for Johnny Sauter. Sauter trying to close out the victory as you see Austin Cindric coming to pit road. Sauter on his way to the 2nd win of the season. Meanwhile, the final playoff spot between Truex and Rhodes is tied, and there's the checkered flag for Johnny Sauter, the winner at Chicagoland. Truex crosses, and then Rhodes.
That's Eddie Fragotis. I'm not 100% positive, but we think we're in. Eddie's in the same boat I'm in, because we've done the math. Russell, our statistician, the team does such a great job. We've done all the math. We're positive by looking at the numbers, but they're tied after racing all year long. I mean, does it come down to just a quarter of a second in Pocono to get into the playoffs? Is that what it is down to?
Well, and that just stresses the importance of every single position in every race.
Breathe now, anyway. That's about all I can take.
Wow. What a night. What a race. And it delivered everything we expected it to deliver tonight as Johnny Sauter burns them down for winning at Chicagoland Speedway. Last year's series champion will enter the playoffs with a whole truckload of momentum. Johnny Sauter rolling into victory lane after winning at Chicagoland Speedway. Another driver that's celebrating tonight is Ben Rhodes. Hermie?
Man, you guys made it, and what an up and down roller coaster ride you guys had. To the back, to the front, 3 or 4 times. But what does this mean to you to get an opportunity to race for a championship?
Man, I still can't believe it. They gave me the hat, and I'm like, are you sure this is ours? They said we were tied, and we have the tiebreaker. I can't believe it. You know, the truck all night, we struggled ever since we unloaded here. This has definitely been our worst performance overall, and it couldn't have came at a worse week to do it. But, I mean, I'm glad we're in, and, you know, overall everything worked out for us. But a couple pit road penalties, it's a truck that we struggled with all night, and I'm just surprised that we're here. Thank you, Safe Flight. Thank you, ThorSport, Toyota, everybody involved, Alpha Energy Solutions. They've all been behind us and made it possible. Now we got to refocus and get a lot stronger for the playoffs, because a lot of these guys that are already in are proving that they need to be there. They belong to be there. And we got to get a little bit stronger, because tonight was not one of our best nights.
These guys overcame some adversity to make it into the playoffs, Vince.
Well, they did indeed. Earned it tonight, and here's the 8 drivers that are going to the playoffs. And the seeded points, you don't think all those playoff points for Christopher Bell end up being a big factor? Look at that. A 15-point advantage for Bell over Sauter going into the first playoff race next year.
Yeah, that includes his 15-point bonus for being our regular season champion.
Well, the first man out that didn't make the playoffs gave it a heck of an effort tonight, and Hermie's with him.
Just unbelievable how this played out. 4th tonight. It comes down to a finish back in Pocono in the tiebreaker. Your emotions, first man out.
It's tough, but it's racing. We did everything we could do aside from win. We just didn't have the speed the 4, the 29, and the 21 did. I was going on restarts. I could get going on restarts, and I felt like that was my best shot. So I was really, really aggressive on restarts and made it 3 wide as much as I could. Just try to get track position. I had a feeling it would come down to this. It's been so close just this whole year, and it's tough because if you go back and look at times that we've had things happen out of our control, if that wouldn't have happened, we wouldn't be here. But a lot of guys could say that, so we'll just keep plugging along. We run top 5 every week like this. We're eventually going to get a win.
That's Ryan Truex. Let's go to victory lane, Alan.
The winner, Johnny Sauter, climbing out of his truck in this regular season finale here at Chicagoland. There goes the confetti and the Gatorade. What a mess. Johnny Sauter celebrating with his team his first career victory here at Chicagoland. Johnny, this win for you didn't come in until late in stage 3. What brought this track and this race to you?
Well, just this ISM Connect Chevrolet was unbelievable. We had a great truck yesterday, and I was worried that with the Cup guys, the Xfinity guys here, the track might change a little bit. And you know, we elected to try to win that stage on the first time there, and then we lost a lot of track position. Had to fight to get it back, and then I had a horrible restart, lost track position again. So just proud of all these guys at GMS. This is a GMS fabricated chassis, brand new one. Just can't thank Hendrick Horsepower, Chevrolet, all the guys at GMS, guys at Fab Shop, Paint Shop, everybody, they're just great organization. Can't thank more enough. And this is what we needed. This is the momentum. This is the shot in the arm. So I want to thank the Blessed Mother and the Sacred Heart of Jesus. And you know, it's just can't thank these guys enough. I mean, this thing was on rails there that last run.
Don't forget, Johnny Sauter is our defending champion. Great momentum for him.
Yeah, championship performance tonight for sure for Sauter. When we come back, we'll talk to our regular season champ, Christopher Bell. Well, the playoff lineup is set. Here's a look at the grid in that first round beginning next week at Loudon, New Hampshire. Christopher Bell, the #1 seed. Johnny Sauter, tonight's winner. John Hunter Nemechek has also won a couple of times this season. Loudon, Las Vegas, and Talladega.
I love how our playoffs match up, and I love the rounds. You see three diversely different racetracks in that round of 8. Then same situation there for the round of 6 and then on to Homestead.
This means I'm going to be happy all the way to the middle of November. the Truck Championship, these competitors battling. You saw it tonight. Tie for the final playoff spot. It's going to be that way all the way to Miami. This is going to be awesome.
Well, and that #1 seed is the regular season champion, Christopher Bell, and he's with Allen.
And it wasn't quite the win for Christopher Bell, but it was good enough to get him the regular season championship. That means bonus points. That means an advantage throughout this playoff. How important will that be toward your run at a title?
Oh, it's huge. Thankfully this year, you know, we were able to accumulate some points so that we can have a little bit of a cushion going forward here into the playoffs. Just really thankful to be here at Cowbush Motorsports driving this #4 Sirius XM Tundra. Not just Sirius XM, but all of our partners at JBL, TRD, Toyota, everyone at Cowbush Motorsports, the whole group back there at Cowbush Motorsports that build these Tundras, they do an excellent job, and it really shows week in and week out.
And that means some hardware, because we have the Executive Vice President for NASCAR, Steve Phelps, here to present the regular season title trophy.
Christopher, on behalf of NASCAR and our millions of fans, we'd like to congratulate you, Rudy, and the entire team on being our first ever regular season champion of the Camping World Truck Series. In addition to this trophy, you'll receive 15 additional playoff points. Good luck in the playoffs, bud.
Thank you. It's Christopher Bell, your #1 seed, heading in, looking for a title.
Well, and it would be hard to deny that he has earned every single advantage that he's going to get throughout the playoffs. We ran down earlier the list of accomplishments: most wins, most poles, most laps led, most playoff points, and those extra 15 playoff points, he gets those each round, and that'll give him an advantage getting to Homestead to race for that championship.
You know what I love, Vince? We've seen Chase Briscoe get stronger and stronger each week. Johnny Sauter, our defending champion, he comes to the final regular season race and puts an exclamation point on his team's performance. There's just so many great stories going for this championship. It's hard to favor someone.
We mentioned John Hunter Nemechek, who's won a couple of times this season, and hey, as crazy as we saw tonight, we know anything can happen over the course of the next 7 races.
And Ben Rhodes is in the playoffs, and this was probably one of his worst efforts, and he still finished in the 6th spot. He's going to be strong as we go.
Fireworks for Johnny Sauter, that's for sure. He's the winner tonight at Chicagoland.